Hello everyone, welcome to the Bulls and Bears Battle channel. This channel is about learning and growing our financial knowledge. A disclaimer for this video is that please do not treat this as a financial advice as we are not certified formally, but just treat this as a sharing or an entertainment session. Before I start, I want to invite you to smash the like and subscribe buttons so that you can get notification of my subsequent videos, and more importantly, it will greatly help the channel as lots of time was used to prepare this video for you. If you wish to comment anything about the video or how we can do better, please feel free to add the comments below. Okay, let's begin. Today, I will focus more on the resistance and support lines. And today, I will be using the Apple stock or Apple chart to illustrate these two very important lines or concepts. So as you can see, this is Apple's chart. And what I will do now is to draw the resistance lines. And all of you would probably already know, resistance lines actually require at least two price peaks. Okay, two price peaks. So now I'll start drawing this. So from what I can see over here, by the way, drawing lines is really an art, and also analysis, of course, is a science. So drawing is truly an art. So you will need to just draw based on what you see. Okay, so this is what I see, the two peaks. Okay, so that will constitute a resistance line. Another resistance line probably I can also take a look at is in fact this. Okay, so there is one peak and there is another. Okay, that's my second resistance line. And I will now move further and stepping a few steps back to take a look at the next resistance line, which is probably this. So just to let you know, basically for drawing resistance lines, apart from just drawing the peak, okay, you also need to look at the trough, because the trough and the peak can then constitute to a resistance line. Okay, and the last resistance line that I'm going to draw will be here. Okay. Oh, right. All right. Sure. So all of you, please take a look at the drawing. So I have drawn the first, which is at the top, the second resistance line on the second, the third over here, and the fourth. Okay, so now I will talk about how can we interpret the chart. So basically, breaking out of the resistance line will mean that it will be the uptrend, okay, which is seen over here. But as you can see, this is in fact something that they are trying to breach the resistance line, but unfortunately at the second day, which is on the 13th of December, it starts to break down until this particular support. Okay, resistance can be support also. And with that in mind, you can see the trough over here, as it tests the support line, it will then break up onwards. Okay, so it did not cross the threshold of the support line. So it goes up until the resistance line, and as it tries to break, it is then not tested. Okay, remember, this resistance line is not tested, and it then breaks down further down. And you can see this particular candlestick, which is on the 3rd of January, it almost, okay, goes upward, or the uptrend is starting to initiate, but unfortunately on the 4th of January, it starts to break down and the price starts to drop down to the resistance lines over here, which is at 167. Okay, so you can see this jagged movement along this channel, and finally at or on 19th of January, this particular support line is breached, and then the price moves further downwards to the next resistance line, which is at 157 USD. Okay, so once this particular support line is reached and is not tested, and it now bounces up back to the first, almost to the first resistance line. Okay, but it still moves in a very channel-like manner. And now it tests the support line over here, which is at 167. And on this day of 18th February, as you can see, it starts to breach the support line and then it moves downwards. Okay, until the 23rd Feb, where it experienced a huge jump, where, for example, in this particular candlestick on the 24th of February, it experienced a tremendous jump in price. So with the opening at 152, it ended up at 162. So a very cool profit that you can actually read from here. And subsequently, it goes up until it reaches the 167 USD resistance line for a while, but it starts to tumble thereafter from the 3rd March. Okay, and as you can see, subsequently, the price actually breached the support line and started to reach this support line as well, which, the resistance turned into support, and it bounces back up tremendously from the price of 151 USD up to a peak of 179. Okay, so at this point in time, the support or the resistance line is not breached, and therefore it then tumbles down again until the current state at 137 USD. Okay, so I will take a few steps back and you can take a look. So how can you predict in the next price movement for Apple? I will now draw another line listed over here, and what I can see here is in fact the next resistance line to be at this price point, which it was breached on the 20th of May, but it rebounded back, ending at a high of about 138 USD. But what I can say is, if we should look at the chart even further, the next resistance line that I can see over here would be at this point, where it will start to breach the 128 price point. Okay, so if this current price of 137 USD starts to break down further and breaching this support line, okay, it is likely to bring the price further downwards with a very high downward pressure to the 128 price point, which is the next support line. Okay, so remember, resistance lines can turn into the support line if we are looking at a downward trend, and if we are looking at an upward trend, the support line can turn into the resistance line. Okay, that's all for today's presentation. And once again, I would like to invite you to smash the like and subscribe buttons so that you can get notification of my subsequent videos. And if you really like this video that I have presented, please do so accordingly. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next episode.